For over a century, this historic abandoned hospital stood at the forefront of medical research in the United States. Built in the 1920s, it became a battleground against deadly diseases such as malaria, yellow fever, and the early fight against HIV and AIDS. For decades, breakthroughs and controversy coexisted within these walls until it all came to an abrupt end. Abandoned in the 1990s, its crumbling halls are now forever lost to time and decay. The hospital's work extended far beyond medicine, exploring radiation exposure studies, Cold War biological testing, and classified experiments with consequences still unknown. In this episode, I'm stepping inside, alone, to uncover what still lingers in the shadows. Let's explore. Alright guys, we successfully made it inside. I'm still going to wait a little bit longer to start filming. I'm going to let it brighten up a little bit more in here. So I'm going to go on up to the roof, eat my breakfast, and then we'll get to exploring. I'm really curious to see how much fire damage there is and where the fire started. So that is another objective of ours today besides just exploring this awesome facility. It looks like... I think we're going to be in for a treat. Alright guys, as you can tell, we made it on the roof. I decided to pick up a Lunchables at the gas station this morning because it was either this or a cup of fruit, and I did not feel like bringing fruit with me in an abandoned place. So we're going to go ahead with pizza and pepperoni at 7:30 a.m. But with this view, I mean, come on now. This is perfect. Alright, so we have to switch to night mode already. It's extremely dark in this section. Looks like a lot of the rooms are empty in here. So hopefully we find some cool stuff. So these seem like they were all procedure rooms of some sort. They've all been cleared out. It's unclear what procedures were performed here, but I'm going to keep checking some of the rooms just in case something pops out. Oh, an autoclave. That's cool. It's one of our first real finds on this top floor. Alright, let's head downstairs. Look at this. What is this? Whoa. That's a really unique sink. Neurotomy. This is a cool room. A surgical light. Ooh, it's not shattered either. That's really nice. There's only one, so this isn't the room I'm looking for. It should be fully set up, but this is awesome. This is a cool room. Those lights are really nice. Like, too nice. Alright, we've gotten through most of this floor. This place is huge. I'm gonna be in here for a while. Still looking for that massive surgery room though. This part looks really decayed. Alright, so after exploring a good portion of this top floor, I've come to realize there's a lot more labs in here than I was expecting. I was gonna just pop into a couple of them, but there's so many, I think I'm just gonna literally turn the camera in and out and keep going, because some of these are actually really nice. Wow. This is the nicest room so far. Look at these colors. Orange and red. It really stands out. So I couldn't find a direct name on here, but I saw the same machine downstairs and I inquired about it. I think this is some sort of gas chamber of some sorts. Oh, it actually says gas on it. But yeah, these valves would control it, and then obviously that's what those spigots were for. Not water, gas. Guys, check out this lab. The decay in here is so beautiful. This might be my favorite room so far. Even the paint chipping on the ceilings is so pretty. I almost just completely stepped by this room. There's another light in here, and the cabinets are green. Oh, look at that. Is that like a hazmat suit or something? That's insane. Should I get dressed up in it? What? I don't know if I've ever seen one out like this before. This is so cool. I walked by here and I wasn't really planning on turning the camera on, but after looking at the decay in some of these rooms, offices I should say, I mean, this is stunning. It's like virtually untouched. Alright guys, at this point I pretty much saw everything on this top floor minus this one corridor to our right. So we're going to check that out and then head down and expect the surgical stuff to be hopefully just on that second floor. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Alright, before we finish down that hallway, I found yet another hallway. Oh wow. It looks like a school with the chalkboards all set up. Another classroom. Guys, check this out. So this would have been the projector room, and I know we haven't seen the auditorium yet, but I think I may have just answered my original question of where did the fire start, or at least where was the fire, because this is torched. Well, so far this side is extremely decayed. Doesn't look like there's actually a lot of fire damage yet. That may just be mostly on the first floor. We'll have to take a closer look at that auditorium. Look at those curtains. We all knew the question was coming, what chair was going to be the chair of the episode, and you're looking at her. This thing is nothing special, like nothing at all, but I've only seen 2 or 3 chairs, and I know I'm going to forget about it if I don't choose it now, and we can't forget the chair. So this is the chair of the episode, the official Luke Explorers chair. Everyone say what's up, everyone say hi, part of the family now. I might even bring this chair home, clean it off, and use it at my desk. Let's go check out the microbiology room. It's a lot darker in here. Same kind of setup as the other labs. Can't get enough of them though. Alright, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I don't know if this is the surgical room or not, but that green tiling and the scrubs in there makes me think there could possibly be something medical or surgical in here. And I have not walked by this yet, so let's go take a look. Yep. It's not the surgical lights I was looking for necessarily, but these are sick. Look at this one. 5 lights on it, and it's a square. I don't think I've seen a square surgical light yet. And then this one. Huh. Look how colorful this room is. Every hallway is completely different in here. So weird. Even the cabinets are also blue and red. Guys, check out this old water fountain. I was staring at it for a minute or two, trying to figure out what it was. And I saw this, and I thought maybe it was an intercom of some sorts, but nope. Lab after lab after lab. They just do not end. No complaints here. So for this next section, there's not a whole lot of natural light, so I'm going to throw night mode on and quite literally just walk through each one of these rooms really quick. So let's keep the camera running and let's get it going. Huh. Almost looks like a mini autopsy table, but not quite. These doors all being open is kind of eerie. Another lab. If you guys watch my channel often, you would know that I don't really spend a lot of time in abandoned bathrooms. Some people like to really hone in on the details in these places, but I like to kind of just skip over them. They're usually pretty gross. I did want to point out, I think it's really weird that all the bathrooms have full sets of lockers in here. I passed by 3 or 4 of the bathrooms and I just peeked in and noticed it. And I just want to point that out because it's almost like it's for a gymnasium of some sorts or for an event, but no, like it's just a regular bathroom. Another colorful lab. There really is not a shortage of these in here. It's kind of incredible. Alright guys, I just wrapped up the second floor here. Again, I didn't find the surgical suite yet that I've been looking for. I did find a surgical suite with lights that were intact, which is awesome, but I decided to skip over a good portion of this floor. I felt like it was pretty repetitive, especially at the top floor. Lots of labs, still try to show as many as I can, but we're going to go down to the next floor, the first floor. We have that in the basement, and we're going to go try to find that surgical room because I am not leaving here until I take pictures in front of there and a video or two. Let's explore. All right, so we're on the main floor now, and we're just gonna go in a giant circle. Again, I have no idea where this autopsy slash surgical room is, and I'm not even sure it's on this floor. It might be on a different one. It might even be on the top floor still. So there's a chance I might have to go back through and just take a second look. It's still Lab Central down here. doors are all open down here. Again, that's kind of weird. This looks like a cool room. I like that window. I swear every room in here is a lab. Alright guys, before we go close this video out and go find the basement and the surgical rooms, I want to show you the auditorium. This is where I believe the fire started not too long ago, just a couple months back actually, from when this video is being filmed. And this place is torched. Again, I think the fire started in here. There's no other place in this building where it's as burnt or even burnt really in general as this room. And the fire obviously burned up and it didn't even burn through the ceiling. So I think the fire department was able to get it and control it in time. But it kind of sucks because I think it would have looked absolutely gorgeous in here before it burned. All right, night mode is on. Flashlight is on. Let's tackle the basement. I heard something about a nuclear reactor down in here. How true that is, I don't know. Refrigerator. I also don't know if there's a morgue. I didn't see one of those. This is by far the spookiest part of this whole place. And being here alone definitely makes it more nerve-wracking. Again, I'm not really expecting to find a lot down here. I'd be surprised, honestly, if I really found anything. We have to check. We still don't know where that awesome surgical suite is. Let's go straight. For a second, I got excited and thought I found a morgue. But nope. No morgue. Well, it looks like there's one or two workshops in here. Let's step into this one. Just like the other ones, except no natural lighting to really bring it to life. Another autoclave. Probably another sterilizing room. Anything in here? Ah, just some old rusty cabinets. Looks like this section lights up a bit. Something's telling me to go this way. Counting room. Oh, okay, all right. If I thought the other hallways were creepy, I think this one takes the cake by a million years. Restricted access. Not restricted to me. Most of these rooms are completely destroyed, but you can see in there on the wall how moldy it is. I really don't want to spend a whole lot more time in here. All right, well at this point I've been running around the basement for a while and well, there's some stuff down here, and I heard something about there being some kind of reactor. It's not going to amount to much. I'm probably going to head upstairs now, get out of this cold, wet, moldy basement, and go find the one room that I've been looking for the entire time. Guys, look what I just found. A control panel of some sorts. I don't really know what this goes to. Let's see if there's anything that's clearly defining on here. Could have just been for the sanitizing systems in the room next door. Look how weird these containing doors are. Can't actually see in there. Guys, I've been looking for probably 2 hours, not joking, and I just found the controls to the x-ray machine. It's super rusted, super decayed, but look at some of this stuff. Look at these old monitors and the keyboard. Look how small that is compared to a keyboard that's made today. It's incredible. Very, very intricate. No more suspense. Here's the x-ray machine. There's like no natural light in here, so this is all night mode with the flashlight. But I didn't even realize this was in here until I went back for a reference point and watched an old video, and I am shocked that it's still in good condition. Granted, it was extremely hard to find, and it looks like the doors are blocked off, all except for that one. Even that door right there, you can't get through. But this is insane. I was not expecting this. I just had an absolute heart attack. I thought this was my reflection, my shadow, and then I realized it wasn't, and then I freaked out even more thinking it was someone else's shadow, and then I realized I think that is just part of the machine. Guys, I wanted to point out, this is a bit of a different x-ray than any one that I've really ever seen before. The table that it's on is super thin, and usually I've seen these mechanics hanging from the ceiling, not part of the actual device. I'm not sure if this is an older, I'm assuming it has to be an older version, obviously, but I'm not sure if this was one that was built in the 1920s and put here when the facility was in use, or if they upgraded it. I'm sure they did, but I don't know. This just looks different from anything I've ever seen. This is such a cool find. I'm gonna go head on and find the surgical room. If I know anything about this place, it should be right next door, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get through that door because it is completely sealed. All right, so I actually did come in this room when I filmed the first floor way back when, but I did not stick my head through there, and that door is locked, so that's why we did not see the x-ray. It's honestly in a really good spot. Even if you're looking for it, it's difficult to find. But that means that if we turn and go through this door, which I recognize, we're gonna find the surgical rooms, or room I should say. There's only one besides the one that we saw downstairs, and this is the holy grail of this entire hospital right here. Look how incredible this is. I'm a little confused as to why there's 4 lights here instead of just the 3. It makes me think there may have been a second surgical table here and they just removed it, because that track does not go anywhere near that one table, and that would just be a floating light. But look at this though. I've never seen surgical lights that look like these either. It's a day of firsts for urbex today. I absolutely love this room. The decay in here is beautiful. Look at the scrubs over here too, where the surgeons would wash in before they begin their operations. Usually you see these outside of the surgical room, so the fact it's in here is a little confusing to me. But what do I know? I'm just enjoying the view. I was just playing with this light and I wanted to show you guys how difficult it is to move these. I know it's rusted, so it's a little bit harder just to drag, but watch this. Like you have to like literally pull it in whatever direction. Can you imagine doing a surgery and just circling around like this just to move the lights? I feel like that would suck. But what doesn't suck though is this view. Obviously, I'm not a surgeon at all. I have no medical background. But I will tell you that these tables are pretty cool because you can just open them up, grab your little whatever you need, and cut it right open. Voila! Surgery. We have to give the second light a little bit of love here. This one's just chilling in the corner. Relamp, pattern size. Huh. Weird. Relamping procedure. Turn light off. Push button and rotate handle. Pull lamp holder. Lamp holder may be hot. Unplug old lamp. Snap lamp holder. Refer to equipment manual. You guys got that? Guys, I'm a little upset that I don't get to lay in the morgue and just kind of chillax for a bit. But what's even better and more rewarding is the fact that I get to lay on this surgical table and pretend like I'm having an operation. I mean, I'm not getting an operation done, guys. Like, obviously not. But if I were, I would request to have it done right here. This is my spot, my surgical spot.